2018. What a year it was in some ways, and what a year it wasn't in others.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a pretty great year. I got married.
That was a climax of the year.
And that was in May. So that's why, other than the marriage, which was easily one of the best things of my entire life, I'm never going to forget it, 2018 was weird. Let's put it that way.
Though, when it comes to movies, 2018 had a pretty great year.
It was very solid. I thought it was very solid, a very good time to be sure. So, as we talk about our top 10, let us take a moment to get a few honorable mentions in there, because I think there are a few movies that, at least for me, didn't quite make my list that I have to shout out here.
Oh, no, I definitely
Yeah. So, without any explanation on the honorable mentions, I've got Sorry to Bother You, Aquaman, Isle of Dogs, Halloween, Bumblebee, Black Klansman, and Bird Box, which snuck that in on December 31st, right before the new year.
Yeah.
So that was quite good. Do you have any quick honorable mentions to mention?
For me, Sorry to Bother You.
Ooh.
Hereditary. Avengers: Infinity War.
Whoa, not on the list!
Sorry, you didn't make the cut. Also mid-90s.
You were really excited for that one too.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, let us begin the top 10 movies of 2018. This is totally the most objective list of all time, and no one else's opinions are valid.
Yeah.
I'm joking, this is the internet. Number 10, Crazy Rich Asians. This movie was a diverse, spellbinding treat. I have never seen anything portray Asians and Oriental influence the way that this movie has. And it did it with such a grandeur and respect. And at its core, it is a movie that speaks to everyone, all types of peoples. So I think that's the best way to get a movie like this in there, because maybe it'll convince you to check out some more cinema with some faces that aren't so white. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. Alright, number 10 for me, I gotta go with A Quiet Place. This movie was really something spectacular, I thought. The fact that, there's barely any dialogue in it, and it really gives you a thrill with whenever sound pops up. And I thought that was really cool. That was a really inventive way of storytelling. Yeah, I thought it was a really neat movie.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid pick.
Good job, John Krasinski.
Number 9. A Mission Impossible Fallout. Yes, this movie was hands down one of the coolest action films to catch of 2018. If you have been sleeping on the Mission Impossible franchise, which is hard to imagine, go fix that. Go to a friend. Ask them about Mission Impossible. Hopefully that friend is a human being, has Mission Impossible movies, and can take you on the ride, the journey, the very, very odd and surprising thing that is a franchise that has continued to get better, almost better with each installment. My opinion, 5, still better than 6, which is Fallout, but
6.
That's a barely hard thing to say, because man, Fallout was great.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I'm a little sad I didn't have it on my list, but
Shame.
number 9 for me, Roma.
Cuarón!
Alfonso Cuarón. What a guy. Yeah, this movie was something else. There's not many movies that really just depicts a person's life, in a sense of them going from day to day to their place of work, pretty much. And they give a sense of family. And honestly, I think that the lead protagonist, Cleo, I think she is one of the best characters to come out of 2018.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right. Gotta catch that one out. I did not have it on my list because I have not seen it yet. So,
Shame.
Number 8! Woo. A Quiet Place.
Hey.
Yes, A Quiet Place made it on my number 8. And for many of the reasons you mentioned and more, it hands down manages to do a lot of things that horror movies often do, finds a brilliant new way to do them, and for a first-time director, what an incredible feat this movie was. No one expected this out of John Krasinski. No one thought he was able to pull something like this off. It's his own passion project. He has his wife in it, and he and Emily Blunt are both incredible.
Yes.
And not to mention, one of the emotional scenes at the end of the film.
Oh,
great
so
moment.
emotional.
Yeah, Krasinski, you fucking nailed it.
Yeah. Number 8 for me, Black Panther.
What? Oh!
Yeah, this, we've seen superhero movies for quite some time now, and we've had Blade, and Blade was awesome. But Black Panther, you get a full cast of diversity, of African Americans who are just kicking ass, and it's great. And it also, I think, brings a better story than most superhero movies, because it does kind of go into like a little bit of like social commentary as well.
I mean, it has to.
Yeah. And I thought Ryan Coogler, man, that guy, he's got such a great talent for directing.
Yeah, no kidding, man. No
Yeah.
kidding.
So that's where I stand with Black Panther.
Number 7. Lucky number 7. That's an okay movie. A Star is Born. Born. And you know what? I think this is going to be a pretty open discussion here because, Ransom, what did you have for your number 7 as well?
Number 7, A Star is Born.
Hey! I mean, honestly, another movie this year from a first-time director.
First-time director.
And, man, Bradley Cooper, you nailed it. You managed to make a movie that has been done 3 times now, correct? This is the 3rd?
This is the 4th.
This is the 4th version of this movie.
Yeah.
So you'd think the story would be played out by now, and technically, it is a very simple element story. Yeah. It's all in the telling, though, and the execution, which Bradley Cooper definitely did here. And, of course, a special shout-out to Lady Gaga, which is one of the Oscar favorites right now, for her portrayal. And I think it is deserved, not because it's a type of character that she would naturally gravitate to, but it kind of takes something for someone who has such fame and fortune to make you feel like they don't.
Yeah, definitely. I was really blown away by Lady Gaga, actually. Because she's been in 2 other acting roles.
Yeah.
And she actually, the first thing that she was in, before she even became Lady Gaga, she was actually an actor.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. She's tried to get into acting before music, which was really interesting. But yeah, Star is Born, I thought was really great. The music is phenomenal. Like Lady Gaga, Mark Ronson, and Bradley Cooper worked on songs for this. I thought
there's a lot of credits in this.
Yeah, I thought it came out really well.
Yeah, definitely. Solid 7 pick.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. Number 6. Avengers Infinity War. This is a movie not necessarily because it's the most incredible movie, but it is the most incredible summary of movies that have come before it, and giving you a question as to what the fuck they're gonna do next. And man, this movie, the undertaking, the amount of time it's taken, it's meticulous in its execution. And even with that being said, that it's maybe not here because of it just being a movie, it's still a movie. Yeah. So for the fact for it to wrap all of these storylines together, do it in a cohesive way, to give you a moment that is now a cultural moment around the world, turned into memes upon memes upon memes, and it's just done in this great fashion. I mean, you can't really not respect that. It's a movie that needs to be respected for what it has achieved, and I think it's achieved a lot.
Yeah, I really wanted to put Infinity War on my list, but there are more that I really wanted to get into talk about.
Thanos was right.
But yeah, Thanos did a great job. Josh Brolin.
Justice.
Yeah. 6 for me, Crazy Rich Asians.
Hey!
This movie, it really puts a smile on your face.
Yes, it does.
I think, and going into what Anthony talked about, like it's definitely something that you haven't seen before. I can't think of a movie that I've seen, at least live action, that shows Asian culture in such a beautiful way.
That's at least been produced in a Hollywood type environment.
Yes.
Like foreign films have done that 5 million times.
Oh yeah.
But nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing in like a Western, like mixing Western and Eastern cultures.
Yes.
And to go into a little bit of the story for that, talk about something that's actually a dominant problem. A lot of times when it comes to marriage in Asian cultures is, are you Asian enough or are you not? Are you
Westernized?
So I thought it was a really cool movie, and it really puts a smile on your face at the end.
Yeah. Mahjong, man. I want to go learn Mahjong.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5. Getting into the top 5, I have Black Panther. Many people could have done this movie hokey.
Oh, yeah.
Look, this movie could have been a train wreck. In the hands of someone who didn't get it, this movie could have been disrespectful.
Yeah.
What pride. What attention to detail. What ability to get emotions and empathy into a comic book hero. And yes, the story is reminiscent of many other things before it. So many people are like, oh, it's Lion King. I'm like, well, guess what Lion King was?
Yeah.
There's a reason why every story is quote-unquote not original anymore. But again, it's in the execution. The way you tell the tale. The people you put in front of the camera. The people you put behind the camera. And man, who would have thought that this movie would have done it so well? And I cannot commend everyone involved more than I already have. They're all to be lauded, and man, I respect this movie so much. It's done so much to help with, I think, awareness. In this day and age, and I really hope people continue to celebrate this movie. I don't know if it's going to win the Oscars that it's up for, but I'm at least happy it's in the conversation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's definitely deserved as a nomination for Best Picture. I think that's really important, because it's definitely something that's important to have in film and in movie culture.
And historically and culturally, what an amazing thing it would have been if white colonialism didn't happen. So, yeah. Number 5.
Yeah. Number 5 for me, 8th grade.
Woo!
Especially, at first I thought this was just going to be a fun little movie.
It's Bo Burnham.
Yeah, it's Bo Burnham. You think it's just going to be like a funny little movie about this kid going through 8th grade. But it becomes a lot more than that, and it's really beautiful. And it takes a serious topic that's been an issue with us for the past year, past history.
Forever.
Yeah, forever. And it puts it in the most basest of forms to make you understand where the idea of sexualizing women starts. And that can easily become an issue, but it doesn't have to be. As a first-time director,
Third one on the
yes,
list. Yeah.
Bo Burnham too. The guy hasn't even had a history of really doing acting roles.
Yeah.
Just a lot of stand-up comedy. He takes this movie and as a director and is able to work with these kids and have them look like they're just the same as adults. And I think that, especially, is impressive. Yeah.
I have not seen 8th grade for the record, thus again why it is not on my list. Ransom beat me to the punch again on that movie.
Yeah.
You're definitely getting like the movie critique out of the two of us out of the way, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. All right, number 4, Hereditary. I am shocked you didn't have this on your list. I am actually really, really shocked.
So there was a lot of movies I wanted to put on there.
You know, it's totally understandable. This happens every year that the top 10 comes around. It's hard to figure out what exactly is there. So you kind of go through rough emotions. And Hereditary is a movie that has tackled family drama in a way that you never really seen before. I think that's a theme of 2018. It's like doing these things that supposedly are trite, but doing them in a refreshed new way. And like this movie is exemplary of all of that. The pagan, witchcraft element to it, of course, is also incredible. And I am a sucker for movies that deal with pagan themes, as we're about to talk about later, I'm sure. And this movie hit it home and surprised me. And again, like, the reason why Toni Collette is up for it this year is because the way she appears on screen and the emotion that she gets out there. And Ari Aster hasn't been doing this for a long time.
Again, first-time director.
So, again, it's really amazing that we've had all of these movies that come out from people that are quote-unquote unexperienced, and they just fucking boom out of the park.
Out of the water.
Yeah, Hereditary was incredible, and you know what? That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, right? 4 for me, Black Klansman.
Hey!
Whew.
Spike Lee joint!
Spike Lee joint. While this may not be his most like iconic, it's Spike Lee, and he does what he does best, and that's putting a spotlight on issues, on race issues. Yeah. And for this movie, there are really like 2 scenes. There are 2 scenes that just really make your jaw drop, and especially with the end of like the footage from
Charlottesville
2 years ago, I think now.
Mm-hmm.
And just with that added with everything going on in this movie, it hits you. It really just makes you just sober up, like, and realize there's a lot of shit we still gotta fix.
Yeah, I get that.
And I feel like that's an important thing for movies is to visualize something that we feel uncomfortable talking about.
Well, and speaking of visualizing, hard time visualizing.
Yeah, definitely.
Good choice. Good choice. Number 3, Creed freaking 2, guys. Yeah, it is a sequel that could have gone bad so fast, so quick, and again, the complaints are that it's like not doing enough to revitalize the franchise and blah-de-da-de-da. You go into this movie expecting a fight. You go into this movie expecting a showdown. You go into this movie expecting failure. And then the arrival of overcoming that, and it's a tried and true tale. Rocky did it better than ever before. Creed did it even better, and now Creed 2 just keeps it there. And I'm fine with that. I don't expect a Creed 3. I don't know if Hollywood will follow me on that, but I don't need it, and that's fine, because Creed 2 is like a cap to everything.
Yeah.
I feel like so many plot points that this franchise brought up got to their end, and I hear some people say that Dolph Lundgren didn't do things, and I'm like, did you watch the same movie? He is supposed to be understated because he is a person that wasn't allowed to feel, communicate, or do anything. And his son, unfortunately, got brought up with this mentality that he got brought up because of society, man. Society set up this fight, and fuck you, society, for wanting this fight. Yeah. But you get it, and you fucking feel it, man. and I'm gonna have to bleep out some of the F-bombs in there because I'm trying to make this PG. But look, the movie is emotive. It gets you there. It's a great fight. If you're a fan of Rocky IV, you're gonna feel it so hard, literally, when you watch this movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah. I love Creed 2. Woo! Creed 2 was phenomenal.
Didn't make the list?
It's not on my list.
Ah, man.
Not on my list.
I mean, I hear you.
Number 3. This is going to surprise you, right?
Oh!
Boy Erased.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I'm not surprised by that from what I've heard of the movie. I have not seen it.
Okay. I watched the trailers, and I was a little worried about it being a little, too cheesy.
Mm.
It's not that. It actually tackles a very serious subject for people that are homosexual, and that's gay conversion therapy. And we all know that it's something that's happened before. I didn't realize how bad it actually was. They give you a statistic at the end of the film, and you're like,
really,
that's surprising that's still happening. I mean, so much.
Right. Any pseudoscience, you think that?
Yeah, and they also treat these issues really respectfully. I think there's also a scene of rape, and which is something that you usually see with females, but it's male rape, and it's something that happens as well, you know. But it's a very good film, and they did it really well, and amazing performances, especially from Lucas Hedges and Nicole Kidman.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman's had a pretty good year.
She had a good year. Yeah.
So I definitely think that's a good, strong choice. I am sad I have not seen this movie yet. I realize a lot of critical level films that I just skipped out on this year, and I'm sad about that. But I do have an interesting statistic to share at the end. Oh. Number 2. Trois excellent Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Is your number 2 the same? Number 2, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Oh boy! Yes! I am feeling it so hard right now. Thank you. We're going to have a great discussion about this real quick. I've talked about it on the video. If you haven't seen our review on it, check it out. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was hands down one of the biggest surprises of this year. I thought it would be good. I didn't realize it would be excellent. And it is excellent. There's some people still saying that Incredibles 2 is the best animated movie of the year, and I'm like, Incredibles 2 is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking away from it. But it is not Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It respects its origins, and it elevates its origins, and it gives you a story that you don't expect in comic book movies much anymore. Again, another theme from what we've been loving this year is comic book movies, elevating the expectations. And there is a scene in particular that I will never forget, and I'm probably going to have a similar reaction every time I see it, because the movie is genuine. Genuine.
Yeah. Honestly, Phil Lord did such an amazing job on this story.
The writing alone is
incredible. Because honestly, if there wasn't a time that I wasn't laughing, I was feeling very emotional. Mm-hmm. I was tearing up, and that's the great thing about this movie. It constantly keeps you going between emotions, and you're always feeling something with this movie. Especially if you love the character of Spider-Man and all of the different iterations of Spider-Man, especially Miles Morales,
which we haven't gotten until now. Yes. Why have you been lacking?
Exactly. It's why have we not seen that until this year? In the video game and now in movies. Now we just need to see it in live action.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh yeah.
It'll be coming. And you know what? Again, movies are best at giving you emotions, and this movie is one of the most emotional thrill rides I've had this year.
It was good. Now, let's talk about number 1.
Because we know what it is, huh?
We both know what it is.
Okay.
Number 1 movie, Suspiria!
Mother Suspiria!
Mother!
Ah! Dude, this... Okay, again, if you haven't seen our review on this movie, I highly recommend you check it out, because I don't want to go into every specific freaking thing, because it's hard not to.
It's
when
so
you talk about this movie, because there's so much that it did surprisingly well. I am shocked it's not on a lot of other film reviewers'
I don't
lists.
get it.
Did they not get the subtle hints at all the political intrigue that somehow wraps the other parts and other elements of this movie together?
Yeah,
I don't know, but we did. We loved it, and I think it tells a story of failure, violence, regret, political issues, and wraps them up together and gives you what you want out of a Suspiria movie. This pagan mysticism and creepy eeriness that's just bubbling underneath the surface. And some of the scenes, the cinematography in this movie is incredible. There is a scene in here that I'm not going
you can't ever get out of your mind.
It's like a 7-minute dance movement, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's freaking incredible, and I don't understand why film reviewers haven't been mentioning this.
Well, look, I
do not understand Bach. What the fuck?
There's not a moment in this movie in which I can say that I hated.
Yeah.
Or I disliked. Even Chloe Grace Moretz, I know not many people like her.
Whoa, but Brian, can I throw this in here really quick?
Yeah.
Brian Pepin, the person who got me into the original Suspiria back from the late 70s, early 80s, I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But Argento, right? He got me into this.
Mm.
He heard about this movie and he's like, sacrilege. Chloe Grace Moretz? Sacrilege. And here we are.
Did he watch it?
I haven't talked to him about it. I really need to.
Well, Brian, if you're watching,
I hope.
Please talk to us about this movie. Because, I can't think of something that I don't like about this movie. The music.
Yes, Tom York.
Every single actor and actress in this film.
Dakota Johnson? What?
Dakota Johnson. Mia Goth.
Oh!
My goodness.
And then Tilda
Swinton.
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton. Oh my god. T Swint.
Oh, T Swint, that's right.
Tilda Swinton, you are God. Please keep gracing us with these fantastic performances, because oh my god, the fact that she plays 3 different characters in this, and I love that every interview that she has,
she doesn't say.
she doesn't say. They keep asking her, so how'd you feel about performing as the doctor? And she's like, well, we met a very nice old gentleman named Lutz, and he really just wanted to be a part of this movie. And you're like, Tilda Swinton, always staying in character.
She's so incredible in interviews.
She's amazing. She's God. She's everything. Please keep being in every single movie.
Mother knows best.
Mother knows best.
Oh, God, it's such a good movie, and I'm so happy that we both love that movie so much.
Yeah, and even if you're not that big of a movie buff as us, I would be surprised if you don't love this movie.
Or at least enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think our love of it does go a little bit beyond what I think most people would. But I'd be surprised, especially horror fans, if they didn't like it.
Yeah. But my friend Kira, she's not that much into movies as we are, but we went to go see it, and she was like, I couldn't get the movie out of my head. It sticks with you, and that's what's so great about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that is our top 10 list of 2018. All of these movies are definitely worthy of your time, worthy of the watch. And I definitely think you should make the chances to get out there and see these movies. I know I'm going to see the 3 that Ransom mentioned that I didn't have on my list.
Yeah. And I think what's really important, especially with this year, this year has actually been a remarkable year for movies. diversity. Movies about women. Movies about race. Movies about homosexuality. Movies about everything.
Faces you haven't seen before or haven't seen enough of.
Yeah.
In a spotlight.
In a spotlight, yes. Yeah, and you had a statistic?
I did.
Yes.
So I was going to cap it off by saying I have seen, and I am going to challenge myself to do even better next year because there are foreign films that I haven't seen that I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go to the side film center a little bit more often.
Yes.
I have seen a grand total of 40 films this year. How many have you seen, Ransom?
If I counted it,
I think you've seen more than me.
Yeah, I think when I counted it, it was 48.
Nice. That is solid. So I feel like we're getting better at seeing a wider array of movies.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy about that. Again, it's the best time ever to go see movies now because they're more available than ever. Whether it's Amazon, whether it's Netflix, whether it's using AMC's incredible A-list program. I don't understand if you love movies why you aren't on this. Because $20 a month is a steal, and you can see movies that essentially in one sitting will pay for your entire $20 experience.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not even capping out. So you can see any type of movie you want with this thing. And all of this, plus the fact that in Colorado we now have the Sci Film Institute, which is circulating even more unknown films out there. Just makes me so happy. Yeah. And the Alamo. The Alamo's also doing a great job at getting indie films out there. It's better than ever to see movies, and I don't know how it is in other states, but in Colorado, it's coming hard, and I love it. I love it.
It's good. It's good.
So yeah, go watch movies in 2019, and we'll see you on the next review. Bye bye.
See you soon.